Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys on how to boot a physical Windows 11 drive as a virtual machine on Linux. You can do this on any Linux distro that you already have installed. In my case, I have installed Fedora that already has installed Virtual Machine Manager. So let's go ahead and start this process. It's a really fun process actually. So first up, find your disk app, find where your Windows drive is installed physically, the pad. In my case, it would be this one right here in /dev/sdb. Now, before you actually do this, you gotta make sure that none of the partitions or the actual disk itself is on mountain. You don't want to get any issues with that. So check this is off, 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 off. If it is mountain, you want to mountain, you can just click this button. But if it is actually mountain, just you can see it right here. I'm mounted in case you haven't noticed. So let's go ahead and get started with that. This is the only thing important piece that you need right now, the where the location of the disk is. So let's go ahead and make a new virtual machine and we're going to connect that pad and just boot up the system from there. There is a few things that you should know before actually doing this process. So basically, if you have any programs installed that are for BIOS. In my case, I have a Gigabyte motherboard. If you have programs from Gigabyte, you will need to uninstall. Like if you have MSI, for example, or a different motherboard manufacturer brand, you'll need to uninstall them because when you try to boot up the system, it will literally try to find those system parts of the BIOS. It will try to put it out with the virtual machine, and that's actually going to cause it a blue screen. So once you delete those programs, go back and try to install it again. But that's all right. Let's just get to the process on how we're going to be doing this. So we're going to be doing this all manually. So manual, this will always stay default. So nothing here to change. Just click on forward. Now just choose your operating system, Windows 11, forward. I'll give it 18 for now. I'll change this later on, but you can just put whatever you want depending on your motherboard that you have already installed. Here, we're not going to enable this. We're going to select custom storage. And like I said, you're going to be putting in the path on where your disk is located. My case is /dev/sdb. We're going to put here /dev/sdb. And now it's going to go in on forward. Now here, we do want to enable this because we're going to be doing some customization because we are going to get some errors for this. So we can change this another time. We don't need to do this now. Just turn this on, give it internet if you want. Now finish that up. Now we're going to get here. Okay. Now what we need to do here is now to prevent the blue screen, it's actually going to happen either way for the first time at least. So make sure that this is in SATA, and then we're going to change it to VirtIO drive because we actually wanted to boot out faster. And there's a bypass to actually make the Windows think it's in virtual, and it will literally boot up faster than what it is instead of using SATA. So we're going to remove USB redirector 1 and 2, same as the TPM for now. You can actually try to see if you can boot it up with that, but in my case, I have a lot of issues with it, so you actually need to remove this. Yes, so there's that. Remove it and remove that. Yes. So right off the bat, it should already detect it and just put it up with no issues whatsoever. So once I begin the installation right now, gonna check here. Okay, I do want to enable that and that. Okay, just apply that. Now from here, you need to check here on the OS. Where is it? Okay, right here. The chipset, supposedly for best performance, you gotta pick Q35 instead of this one. And now firmware UEFI, now you'll pick this one if you have secure boot enabled. If you don't have it enabled, you're going to pick code_4 and enable that. Now you're going to apply that. Now once you have already that applied, begin the installation and it will immediately try to boot up the system. Okay, I can see it try to boot it up. Okay, so it should be booting up in a few seconds. No issues whatsoever. Good. So we're up to a good start. But again, if you do get issues, it might be related to blue screen because you have BIOS programs installed on the system. In my case, immediately as I put the system up, it's going to ask me, do you want to install the App Center for Gigabyte because of my manufacturer? Deleting that will actually fix the problem. So this might take a few more seconds to boot up, but it will actually boot up normally. But we're not done here. We actually want to boot it up on a faster drive. Okay, so I can see it did load it up. Perfect. Sweet. Now it's gonna put here my pin. Now let's just give that a few seconds to load. Okay, and there we actually have it. You have literally successfully booted your physical disk as a virtual machine instead of your Linux distro. So you can put it on full screen and you literally won't even notice that you're in Windows already, but in reality you're in Linux. So we actually, like I said, we want to actually install the virtual Windows drivers. I do have it here, my own, right here in this little ISO already have, but we actually need to bypass it. So first up, what we actually want to do is, so we're going to shut this down again. Control 4, shut it down, get out of there. Now we're going to go back here. Now for the main issues, that's okay. Let's do something open. It doesn't bother. Okay, so the main issue that you might have here is you might get an unaccessible boot error. So what I mean by that is like, okay, see, did it shut off already? Okay, perfect. Now we're going to remove the disk, but we're going to first add the new one that we want to do. Now, select here. Now just put the pad, STB, and we're going to choose this one. Finish on it. Just say yes. Now this one, the SATA one, we're going to remove it. Delete that. Now we have it like that. Now it should not work. It should give us an unaccessible boot error problem. Now we're going to just power it on. Should do. Oh, wait, that was my fault. So I did not enable it here. Boot options, enable here. Put that as the first one. Apply that, and now we can boot it up. Now it's going to give you the error. Okay, give that a second. Okay, as you can see, there's the error, inaccessible boot device. Now you actually, to fix this problem, if you do get it, I'm gonna just force this off. It's just going to do the same thing again, rebooting until it goes to automatic repair. So let's just shut this off now, force it off. Now go back here. Now in my case, I already did this before. I already did install the drivers, but for whatever reason, the drivers are installed and it doesn't recognize them. So the way to actually trick it, we basically need to put it again inside a drive and we need to make a fake virtual disk. What I mean by that is we're going to add it again, select it from here, slash dev sdb, and pick SATA, select it, finish it, yes. Now this one we're going to be deleting it, just remove it. And now we're going to add a new hardware, a virtual one. We're going to just put 1 gig. Doesn't have to be that much, for the bypass to work. So virtual, finish it, 1 gig. There it is. The original one and the fake that we already make here. So now for boot options, we actually want this one to go first because we want it to boot up first so the Windows actually recognizes it. So this one will be going first and the SATA will be second. So if this one is going to literally fail, it will go to this one. Just apply that. Now go back and start it up. You're going to see here it failed to boot and now it's trying to boot it up again. Oh, I don't want that. Just force that off. Try that again. Now you see failed to load. That's the first one. And I was trying again to boot from the SATA drive, which is going to actually be successful to boot. Now we're just going to give that a few seconds. This actually might take a little bit longer because it's trying to boot up for the first time, or it could be faster depending on your system and how fast it is. So just give this a few more seconds to boot up. Okay, there we have it. It's almost done. Please wait. Okay, perfect. We put it up and put our pin again. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So I'm just gonna put this on full screen. Okay, there we go. We put it up in the system. So just to confirm a theory that I have already here is, in my case, I already have the virtual disk installed, which would be, here we go. The virtual, oh, lost it. Here it is. Virtual WinGuest and the driver. It's already there and it did not recognize it. So in our case, all that we need to do is, if you actually do this, you actually just need to reinstall it again. So just repair it. But I actually like to do it not from here, because I have issues already from here. I like to go on the ISO and just mount the ISO again where the drivers actually are. Just gonna open that up. Perfect. Yeah, just open it normally. Yes, I want to open it. Okay, scroll down to the bottom. This is going to use, I like to be sure, and I use both of these because I want to repair them both at the same time. So first go with this one, install it. Okay, next. Yep, just repair it. So it will literally recognize it. Because right now, as this is done, it recognizes the virtual driver that's already installed here. Go here, this management, it will literally say, tell us to initialize it, initialize the disk. But we're not going to do that. We just need it there, just so Windows can actually see it's readily there. So we just recognize the driver. So we won't get the on disable boot device error. Close that out, finish that. Same goes for this one. Just open that up, repair. In your case, if you haven't installed the virtual Win, you can actually do it. But again, it might give you the error already. But doing it like this, it will fix the issue. I just need this to load up and finish installing again. Let's just fast forward this part. Okay, okay, there we have it. It's almost done installing. Just a few more seconds. Okay, I recognize it. And there it is. Perfect. Restart. Yeah, we're gonna do that later on. Okay, now that's done. You can just literally just close everything out and just shut it off instead of restoring it. Just shut down. I'm gonna get out of here. And now that that's done, let's give that a few more seconds. We're almost there. Now, as that is done, before I shut it down completely, so I can just change it again. Okay, perfect. Now we go back to the information. Now from here, we can just remove this. We don't need it anymore. This is just a dummy. This is already deleted. And now this, we're going to add virtual slash dev slash SDB. Now virtual. Finish that. Yes. Now we're going to remove the SATA one. Remove it. Yes. Boot options. Enable it. First boot. Apply. Go back here. Start it up. Now, okay, see? Now it recognized the Windows Boot Manager. And now you successfully have the VirtIO drivers installed. And now you can literally run this more faster than SATA. Supposedly using this performance for drivers, it's supposed to be 30% more faster than SATA. So let's just wait for that. Oh, there it is. Boot it. Perfect. Now let's just put my pen, put this in full screen. Now let's give this a few seconds to load. Let's fast forward here. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, and there you have it. You literally have successfully have booted up your Windows physical drive as a virtual machine in your Linux Fedora distro with the virtual drivers installed. It's actually optional, but you can use it if you want more speed. Because honestly, for me, more speed for this, it's freaking perfect. Having an M.2 for it. Okay, guys. Well, I honestly really hope you enjoyed this short video. You found it educational, you want to share it, or leave comments if you think something didn't work for you, or try to get back to you as soon as possible. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.